Good evening. I'm R.D. Louie, founder, creator, and godfather of The League, Fantasy Basketball League. We've made it to the end of year one, and it pains me to say this, but DVC Van Cleef and Zach Nathan have emerged as the best of the best of the worst. This league was a goddamn disgrace to be a part of on a level that I don't think I could properly communicate in a video or even a personal visit to someone's house and having, maybe a couple beers and talking about it on the back porch. I feel somewhat like Dr. Frankenstein watching his progeny walk the earth in disgrace at the humanity that lay in its wake. But with that said, let's go ahead and kind of just do a quick recap of how everybody did this season. As I said, really at the time that I, in a stroke of creative genius, bore out the name Poker Face, he never loses. Poker Face never loses, and he proved that out in this year's playoffs. Rob really ran amok during the season, pretty much boat raced the rest of the league, finishing 13 games ahead of everybody during the course of the year. He was on autopilot, and I'd say we can all agree that he was an absentee manager of his team and coach at the very best. But we'll see what happens. That type of behavior tends to catch up to you. It's like a restaurant that opens and it's the hot place for the first year, and then they wind up having to close, because they don't really know or have the right work ethic. So we'll look forward to year two for Rob. Good luck with that. But above and beyond everything, Rob, I think what really bears noting here is even though you did actually boat race the entire league during the season, it bore out that it still takes not only heart but a soul to win a title, and you just didn't have that. Right behind you, checking in at third place, was Brandon Crystal, with Rock Chalk Go Mavs. I like at least part of the message that he's delivering. What I really didn't like was how distracted he was by felching Peyton Manning during the courting process for the Denver Broncos, and that he really couldn't stay distracted enough to really, do something meaningful in the league this year because he was chasing pussy all over the United States. Finishing in fourth place and really just percentage points ahead of my team was both Dave and Jeff Wishnu with the creatively named Team Wishnu. That's a great job, guys. Really thanks for bringing that. That's good stuff right there. Listen, you guys beat me fair and square, and you beat me head up. I guess if I wouldn't spend so much time in the off season and the regular season fucking the shit out of your mom, I would have a better chance of maybe finishing ahead of you. So that's, notes for me to kind of keep aside for next year. My team, we finished in fifth place. It was really more about kind of setting the mold for what really needed to happen with this league than actually winning this year. But again, as I mentioned at the beginning of the year, there is a trophy that's being created right now, and it does bear my name on it. So we can all look forward to that. In sixth place, Sean, with the way that you played this year, brother, you must have had access to some prescription drugs, because there's absolutely no excuse for that. And I don't know if it says something worse about you or about me, because I finished only percentage points ahead of you. So, most importantly, thanks for sharing. The Dyak Hunters. That's a pretty sweet name, Z. I don't really think anyone fucking even really knows what that means. I wanted to do some research because I thought it was just a regular retarded name and there had to be some bull behind it. So I went onto Google and I searched for it. And I don't know if you're getting at the fact that you are hunting the Dyak tribe, or you're a tribesman with the Dyak and you're hunting. I still don't really understand how that factors into your team name. And it was a little bit disappointing, unless it's just a very weakly and thinly veiled racist epithet that you just decided to lob out there. That's one thing, and I could see that, I suppose. But at any rate, I really think that you've got Class A bull, and I'd really like to see you do a little work in the offseason and bring something a lot better than what you brought this year, which was effectively nothing, finishing in seventh place. Randy, to Will, you hate to see it. It was a tough year last year for the Spurs. It looks like you guys are running out of gas against OKC right now, and it's just been painful to watch. The one thing, though, that softens the blow, at least for me, is that you talk so much shit about how good the Spurs are that I love watching them lose. Better luck next year. Dare I say in fuego, dare I say in fucking last place for the entire season, Brent. Come on, dude. I know you're sitting there busy running around Austin and you have a clearly an impressive, don't get me wrong, but notable book of loans, a strong portfolio of loans that you have with ex-girlfriends driving cars that you've signed for all over the state of Texas. That's what I was told at the last point, at least at any rate. So it stands to reason that you would be distracted. Trey, congrats, buddy. Everyone, as we all know, you just got engaged. That would have to be the only reason why your performance was as consistently awful as what it was. That, and probably that you really just don't know anything about basketball. Let us know if you want to be in the league again next year, or you can just kind of put a team out there and then mail a check in early. So again, speaking of mailing checks in, let's go ahead and make sure everyone gets paid out. Let's do it quickly. Let's not make DVC be owed money by everybody. It's $50 a piece. I'll get an email out to the crew that kind of recaps everything we talked about from that point. And otherwise, I really enjoyed it this year, and you can stay tuned for next year. We'll be back hopefully with a second year.